guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and welcome to my brand new studio. We've just moved into a new house. We're currently renovating it, so this is a little bit of a make-do office studio at the moment, so apologies if it's a little bit echoey and stuff. But moving on with the actual subject of today's video, and that is we're going to be reviewing the anamorphic lens from Sandmarc. And if you're wondering what an anamorphic lens is, I'll explain about that later as well. So first, let's see what's included with the Sandmarc anamorphic lens. Obviously, you get the lens itself, which is made from aluminium, and it feels very high quality. The glass is multi-element and multi-coated and has a 1.33 times squeeze, which gives the footage that nice anamorphic oval bokeh. And the diameter of the lens is 42mm, and it is also threaded, which means that you can add some ND filters or some polarizers to this lens. They're not obviously included in the box, but Sandmarc and other companies do lenses for this as well. The lens comes with a front and back lens cap to keep it clean and dust and scratch free when you're not using it. You also get an iPhone case. Mine's an iPhone 10, so I got that case, but you can select from the iPhone 7 onwards. The case is made of a soft touch rubbery plastic with a velvety inner that fits really tight and secure around your phone. And if you don't use an iPhone, then unfortunately they don't make any other cases for other phone brands, only for iPhone, so I don't know if they're going to change this in the future, I don't know. But there is also a plastic clip included which the lens attaches to. Now, I'm one of those people who has a naked phone. I never have a case on it, and people look at me like, why didn't you have a case on it? It's like, well, I just prefer the phone without a case. So I'd really like the fact that Sandmarc included the clip as well, because I can literally just clip this onto my phone, get the shots, take it off without the need of actually having to put a case on my phone. And I feel like it's a lot easier to put your phone away in your pocket with the clip, as it comes apart so easily. The case is a bit more permanent, so the lens will probably stick out of your pocket. But having the lens attached to the case is definitely more secure. I should also point out as well that the thread on the case and also the thread on the clip are made from aluminium as well, the same as the lens, so you really feel like it's high quality and quite a premium product. And finally, you also get a soft carry case to put the lens in when you're not using it, and you also get a microfiber cleaning cloth to keep the lens clean. So setting up the lens and using it is really simple. All you have to do is screw the lens to the case or the clip and attach it to your phone. Once it's on, hold your phone in the landscape position. And side note, if you film in the portrait position, just stop. No, don't film the portrait position. The lens doesn't work in the portrait position. Landscape works in the landscape position. So once your phone is in the landscape position, you have to twist the lens to make sure it's lined up. To do this, align the white mark on the lens to the mark on the case. Or if you're using the clip, just make sure the white mark is at the very top and the lens is level. You will notice straight away that when you open the camera app if the lens isn't aligned properly, because everything will have this weird, warpy, twisted look to it. So just make sure that the lens is actually aligned properly. Now, you can use the built-in camera app on your phone, but things will look a little bit strange as everything will seem to be really tall and thin. But that's perfectly normal, as we just have to de-squeeze the footage in our editing software. Now, if you don't want to do anything in post and you want to just film it already de-squeezed, then you have to use a third-party app. For instance, Filmic Pro, which is actually what they recommend. Filmic Pro is like a professional camera app for your phone. It gives you loads of options to change the white balance, the shutter speed, the ISO, loads of different controls which the actual built-in camera app doesn't offer, but in the Filmic Pro app you can automatically de-squeeze the footage. Now, this is a paid for app, but if you're serious about filming on your mobile phone and you want your stuff to look really good and professional, then you will have to get that app, because you have so much more control over the native camera app in your phone, and also it de-squeezes the footage for you. Now, if you've got to this part of the video and you're a little bit confused, you don't really know what anamorphic is, and you're looking at me like, what the heck is a de-squeeze? Then let me briefly try to explain. When we film, it's normally in a 16:9 aspect ratio, such as 1920 by 1080 for HD or 3840 by 2160 for 4K, which is pretty standard. Anamorphic is pretty much what we think of when we say the word cinematic. When we think of cinematic, we think of films which are kind of squashed and they're longer and thinner because they have a longer aspect ratio. That's the anamorphic look, or the cinemascope look. And this is because it's in a different aspect ratio. And these cinematic or anamorphic aspect ratios are very tricky for us to usually film because the lenses are super expensive. So most people try to cheat by adding black bars to their 16:9 footage to make it seem like it's anamorphic. But by doing this, we're just covering up and wasting all of that content and information in the video. When we film with an anamorphic lens, it looks long and thin, so we have to make it look normal by de-squeezing the footage so everything looks right, and it now changes that aspect ratio. So using an anamorphic lens, we're using all of that information on the camera sensor and squeezing it into that aspect ratio. We're not just covering up the top and the bottom by putting those black bars on the footage. This lens, being anamorphic and having an oval glass with a 1.3 times squeeze, means the lens captures a wider field of view. So looking at a side-by-side shot, we can see how much more information the anamorphic lens has captured compared to the standard foam lens. If I put a box in the area the standard lens captures, you can really see the extra information captured with the wider aspect ratio. Now, if we try to cheat and put those black bars over the standard footage to make it the same aspect ratio, you can really see how much information we are losing at the top and the bottom of the shot. And also, because it was filmed on a standard lens, we don't get that nice wide field of view that you get on an anamorphic lens. Basically, I think everything looks better, more professional, more cinematic with an anamorphic lens, and hopefully my brief explanation did kind of make sense. So going back to the term de-squeezing, if you don't want to use the Filmic Pro app which de-squeezes the footage automatically for you, then we're probably going to have to do the de-squeezing in our computer on our editing software of choice. For instance, mine is Premiere Pro. There are a few different ways to de-squeeze the footage. For instance, one way is to right-click the footage you want to de-squeeze, select Modify, select Interpret Footage, go to this drop down and select the 1.33 times preset. And depending on your sequence settings, you may also have to change the scale of the clip down to 75%. Another way is to select the clip in the timeline, go to the effects controls, drop down the scale and uncheck uniform scale and change the y-axis to 75%. So overall, what do I think of the Sandmarc anamorphic lens? Personally, I love the fact that it comes with both the clip and the case, so you can really choose how you want to use it. If you want to use it on different phones, or if you want to upgrade your phone, you can quickly and easily put the lens on, and just look how simple and quick and easy it is to put on and off of your phone. It is so simple to use. You can just twist it around, get the perfect shots, and I mean the shots you get are incredible as well. The lens flares this thing gives off is gorgeous. It just makes it look like J.J. Abrams or Michael Bay or something. You can really go to town and get some incredible shots with this lens. So obviously this high quality lens is made for the more professional user, and for the price of around £159, I think it is reasonably priced, with all the extras you get and how high quality it feels. And if you are seriously thinking about getting this lens and you are a serious phone cinematographer, then there are a few other things I would recommend as well. I'd highly recommend using a gimbal such as the Moza Mini Me or Mini S. And I'd also recommend getting some ND filters and the Filmic Pro app. And if you're going to be recording audio, then I'd highly recommend getting a better mic as well, because we all know that built-in microphones sound terrible. But put all that stuff together, the lens, the gimbal, the Filmic Pro app, the ND filters, your phone cinematography will be top notch. You will be making some incredible looking content. And if you are interested in this lens, I will put a link in the description down below so you can head over and pick up one yourself. And I really hope you have found this video interesting and informative. If you have, please give it a big fat thumbs up, and if you want to follow mine and Holly's crazy renovations of this brand new house, well, it's an old house we're basically making new again. We're going through the whole house room by room, we're ripping everything out. It's going to be a fun, awesome adventure. Head over to our main channel and follow along on there, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button on this channel, and until next time, keep on creating.